welcome to our information evening. My name is Trevor von Berg and I'm the headmaster of the Preparatory School. And I'd just like to introduce to you staff members who have joined me on the panel. Mr. Steve Phillips, if they could just raise their hand so you can see who it is. Our Deputy Headmaster, Mrs. Nikki Puttigal, who's head of the foundation phase, and Mrs. Ilse Boertes, who heads up the pre-primary. Okay, I see I've only got 7 minutes, and it's very difficult to speak about the prep school in 7 minutes because there's so much that I would like to share with you. So I'll speak very briefly, and then I'll just give you hopefully a little bit of time to ask some questions. So Woodridge Preparatory and pre-primary, we start with 3-year-olds and we run all the way through to grade 7. In total, we have 354 children in these phases. The pre-primary, the classes have got a maximum of 15, and from grade 1 to 7, our maximum size in class is 20. So there is a lot of personalized and individualized attention. The majority of the prep school children come to Woodridge by bus, although we do have boarders. We've got 3 small boarding houses, one for pupils in grades 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that's boys and girls, and then one for the girls in grade 5 to 7, and one for the boys in grade 5 to 7. But very small boarding houses with a maximum of 10 per boarding house. Essentially, our day starts at 8 o'clock, and the academic part of the day runs through until 1:30, and it includes lunch. So all children do go to lunch. And then every afternoon from 2 to 3:15, there is a compulsory sports session. And by compulsory, I mean that every child, they don't have a choice. They've actually got to do all the sports. It's timetabled. So let's say, for example, the under 11 girls, you might have hockey today. So all the under 11 girls go off to hockey. The following day, they might have netball. They all go off to netball. Also, important parts of our extracurricular program is our outdoor education activities, which involves cycling, canoeing, archery, generally adventure type activities that are character building. That takes us to, as I said, 3:15, and then the last session of the day from 4:45 to 4:30, the children will go back to their classrooms where they'll close off the day by catching up with any work. If the teachers need to consolidate any work that's been covered, that'll be done then. They play educational board games, and there's reading, and then the buses depart. Well, school ends at 4:30, and the day scholar buses leave at 20 to 5. So essentially, it very quickly sums up our day. Just the philosophy of the prep school, a very small school, very nurturing school. And, what we're really looking to do is to develop confident children. We believe that in these times that are forever changing, we need children to be confident, because if they leave the prep school full of confidence, belief in their own ability, then, they can take on any changes or any challenges that lie ahead. We also, within that, we like to create thinkers. We don't want to sort of develop a bunch of robots. We want children who can develop into their own little characters, who can become thinkers, who can question things, who can think critically, who can think innovatively. Again, because we believe that will prepare them for the 21st century. And, I think, Woodridge, you need to come out and actually visit us here, because we've got such a lovely campus, and it's a very child-friendly campus. And, that's another thing that really drives our whole philosophy here at the prep school, is we want children to be children, because we believe that in being children, that confidence will start to grow and prepare them for high school and beyond.
Thank you so much, Mr. von Berg. You know what? We basically work on the same concepts as the preparatory. Our day starts at 8. We end at 12:30. We have lunch, which is included, also finish at 1:30. Then we have an aftercare facility. So the children don't do sport in the afternoon. They go over to the aftercare facility, and then the day ends at 4:30. Children catch the buses, or they can be collected by the parents themselves.
Okay. Thanks,
Elsa.
Mrs. Padigal, anything regarding the foundation phase you'd like to share with our visitors?
If you would like your child to go home earlier, there is an early bus leaving school at 3:15. If you think 4:30 is a bit too late, we do have a staff member on the bus as well, and this is one centralized fixture, and it stops at the Sunridge bus stop.
Are all sports compulsory? Because the website says they have to pick out a minimum of 2.
That's at the prep school. Everything is compulsory. At the high school, they choose a sport, but at the prep school, all children play all the sports that are on offer. Mrs. Burtis, you heads up our pre-primary. I don't know if you would like to add anything regarding the pre-primary, Ilse.
Thank you so much, Trevor. In the pre-primary, we have 2 options. You have a half-day option, which is from 8 until 1:30, and that includes lunch. And then you also have a full-day option. After 1:30, the children will move on to their aftercare facilitator, which keeps them busy in the afternoons with loads of activities. And then we also make use of the early bus, as Mr. Van Berg has mentioned, if you would like. And then we have, of course, our full-day option up until 4:30. Children get on the bus, and also, homeward bound it is. And then we have a variety of extramural activities. If you would like to go onto the website to just have a look, there's lots to choose from.
Yeah, it is a long day, but the children are used to it, and they kept busy the whole day. And we don't have any homework, so by the time they get on the bus or you fetch them after school, they go home. Their school day is finished. Yes, if we want looking at the primary school, grade 1 through to grade 7, that part of the school we have got 302 pupils. Class size is 20 per class, maximum. So we've got 2 classes in grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then from grade 5, 6, and 7, we've got 3 classes per grade. But as I said, we keep it at 20 per class. Class teaching, so they're with their class teacher the whole day, except for subjects like arts, IT, music, Xhosa and Afrikaans. Otherwise, they'll be with their class teacher. And in grade 7, we move more to subject teaching, particularly with maths and Afrikaans and natural and social science, and English. Apologies for that. And really, that is just in preparation for high school, where the children need to get used to sort of moving away from a base class and having one teacher to identify with.
We do offer, as Ilse has mentioned, we do offer private tennis, private swimming, should you want your pupil to be involved in extra training or stroke technique. There's also play golf, there's drama, those are all private activities, as well as the horse riding. There is class music, but there is individual music, which we encourage from grade 2, just to allow the grade 1s to settle in. But should your child have a talent in grade 1, then we would accommodate them. And should you have any queries that aren't answered this evening, please, you can contact myself, or you can look at the Foundation Phase booklet, which you'll find on the website, where we've tried to answer as many questions as possible.
Okay, I do see there's 2 questions. I'm going to answer them quickly. Tracy, the Woodridge Way, yes, we were able to hold the Woodridge Way last year, so I see no reason why we won't be able to do it this year. Put it this way, there are restrictions, and we need to abide by those. But we're very fortunate in the environment that Woodridge is, that we can go ahead with a lot of our outdoor education activities. So yes, we would be doing our utmost to ensure that the Woodridge Way does happen this year. And then I'm not sure what grade we're looking at, but there's a question regarding how do we place children in the grades academically. So what I would do is your application form, I would look at the reports. If necessary, I would speak to that school. But what we would do is, if we would let your child be assessed by the teacher in that grade. So if your child is in grade 5, we would ask the grade 5 teacher just to sit with them for 10, 15 minutes to chat, to perhaps ask him 1 or 2 questions in a very, very non-threatening sort of manner. And, you know, the teachers, because they're actually teaching that grade, they have a very good feel of whether that child would fit into whatever particular grade you are applying for. Mathematics, and yeah, if we do find that a little bit behind in mathematics, we do have learning support, which is on offer. We just also have Common Maths. But, you know, if we, you know, being a small school, if we can identify that there is a problem with a particular subject, you did mention maths, we do have support.
I think Mrs. Buertes might want to take this one. It's got 4 and 5-year-olds. Mrs. Buertes, in terms of the new normal, and a lot of kids are now homeschooling and or going back to school much later than usual, how do you deal with the different types of teaching methods that the young kids are getting, and also make sure they don't feel left out? Should some kids be further ahead than others? Okay, speaking with regard to the little ones, the grade 4 or the 4 and 5-year-olds.
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. You know, we're in such a unbelievable, amazing school that because we've got small classes, if we do find that there is somebody who might need a little bit of a boost, we can give that individual attention. If we find that we have little ones who are absolutely flying, we can give that little bit of individual attention, because now our classes are smaller and we can give them exactly what they need. We've got teachers in the class, and each class has got their own carer as well. So it's 2 adults per class. So the teacher can sit individually. The carers also jump in and they help. So it's been a fantastic year so far. The children are absolutely loving it.
So all the children do go across to our main dining room where they have a cooked meal for lunch. We also have sandwiches in the morning and sandwiches in the afternoon, so the tray of sandwiches that comes out. Yeah, parents often will often send a little snack box with as well, because particularly the younger children, they like to have their nibbles, for want of a better word. Well, I'm not sure if it's them or the teacher likes to have them, but they need to have a little break early in the morning to have their nibbles. Yeah. Mrs. Parigo, while we're waiting for more questions, would you like to chat to the foundation phase?
I don't think the gentleman's here that asked about the Waldorf school earlier, but we do, like Ilse said, we do try and make concessions. We have an assistant teacher assigned to a grade. Sometimes we have an assistant per class. We've got 2 classes per grade. And should someone need extra learning support, the intern will take them out and work with them one-on-one should they need consolidation. Or if we feel they need extra learning support, then they will go to our therapist for extra work. Private activities that we have in the afternoon: swimming, private swimming lessons, private tennis, play golf, drama, horse riding. There is class music, but should your child want to do private and an instrument on their own, that is also offered during the school day.